Oh, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. Oh my goodness, of course I knocked this over the second I was about to go live. So on this video, if I can get this to stand up straight, my plan is to show you how you can use wood shims, and these are super jumbo craft sticks. They look like popsicle sticks, but you could also use your actual popsicle size sticks to make these trees. And we're going to make a set of 3. They're going to be all attached together, and then we're going to talk about how you can decorate them. So as you are hopping on, let's see if I can put this in my picture so we can see what it is. As you're hopping on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to ask questions, feel free to sprinkle all that good stuff. All right, so let's start at the very beginning. I'm gonna move this one out of the way. Just set it right there. And we'll be completing this one. And then we'll be putting bases on them, then we'll talk about decorating. Okay, so these shims are a great crafting essential. And these came from Home Depot. They're $1.68 a package, and let's see, how many are in here? Is it 12? 12 shims for $1.60, okay? And they look like this, basically, if you don't know what a shim is. They're not straight like a paint stir stick. They are an angle, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the outside of our tree first. On the bigger tree, I did 7 shims. On this one, I did 1, 2, 3. So I think we'll do, let's do 5, okay? So basically what you're gonna do is get your shims out of your package, and you need a ruler because you're gonna mark 2 inches on the bottom of each one of them, just with a pencil. This tells you how to glue them together. And you have options with this project. You could paint them, you could stain them. There's a lot of different things that you could do. I'm probably gonna leave this natural, unless one of you guys gives me a fabulous suggestion that I hadn't thought of. That's probably what I'm gonna do. You can also decorate them. So I'm just gonna count out. I think we'll do 6. Okay, and the top one I don't need to mark. So then I need to open another package of shims. How's everyone doing today? Okay, these shims are, let's see if it tells me. It doesn't say, but we'll measure. And these ones came from Lowe's, or from Home Depot actually, but you can get wood shims just about everywhere. Except for Walmart. They don't have them in the store, which I think is really strange. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, and pull out the ones that look like this, because there are going to be some that are kind of duds in each thing. Okay, so I have 6 here. Just looking for some good ones. Okay, and let's mark the bottom of them. And these come together really quick, really quick. So did everybody have a nice Thanksgiving? I hope so. We did. And I'm guessing that a lot of people are doing fall decor taking down and Christmas decor putting up today, I would think. I'm watching a Georgia football game. That's my afternoon entertainment. Okay, so I'm just marking 2 inches on the wide bottom part. All right, and let's put these together. So I'm using my, oh gosh, it looks terrible, my SureBonder low temperature heat gun, low temperature glue gun. This is called a Cool Shot. It's super cool. And I would recommend that you use a low temperature glue for this. So you're just gonna apply some glue above the point that you marked, 2 inches, and then you're gonna pinch your 2 pieces together. And I'll show you a trick with the glue strings when we're all done. It seriously works. I suppose you could eyeball this, but I do think it looks better if it's the same on both sides. Okay, so there's 4 already, and lots of glue strings. And here's 5. We're going to do 2 pieces of that. 1 for each side. 5, and then this is our last one that's going to go on right here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. So, this is one of those projects, you guys, that you can really take it and make it your own. Just by how you choose to treat the wood that's in it. If you want to paint it, or stain it, or distress it. You could stencil it. There's so many different things that you could do. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Let's do the other side. Keep grabbing the wrong thing. And don't worry about the glue strings that are going to be everywhere, because I'm going to show you how to get rid of those. Hello, Denise. Hi, Joyce. Hey, Mitzi. Hi, Nancy. If you guys like this project, feel free to sprinkle. It's a super affordable, no skill required kind of craft that I think is, unless you make this so obviously Christmas trees, this is something that could stay up a little bit longer in your house than your typical Christmas tree kind of decor. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more. And you can see now why I marked this mark on each one, 2 inches up from the bottom. Okay, so I have my 2 sides of my Christmas tree. And I want to show you something that I did on the other ones. I'm not going to do it on this one because I want this to stand out a little different. When I got to my last shim, I cut off some shims and at the skinny point and just glued them on the top to make it look, I don't know if that is easy to understand or not. So instead of doing like a whole nother shim that would make it taller, I clipped this part off. Maybe we should do that. I don't know, we'll see. So, okay, and then we need to decide what our base is gonna be. And I want this one to be a long, skinny tree. So I think we'll use a popsicle stick. I'm really hoping that I have enough to get us all the way through. And I know this is not the right tool to use. These are garden clippers, but I'm all about using what you have whenever possible, and I have these and they work just fine. Okay, so I just cut this a little bit shorter. Somebody's gonna ask how wide the base is, how long the base is. It's like 5 1/4 inches. Okay, and then I'm gonna lay it down and I'm gonna put some glue on one end of it, pretty thick. We'll stick our pine tree in this glue. It's a little bit narrower than the shims, so it's gonna hang over the edge just a smidge. Oh, you're so sweet. Where do I find shims? Okay, these shims came from Lowe's today, actually, because I was out, so I had to go run and get some more, okay? But you can get them at Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Amazon, probably just about any place that you could buy hardware kind of stuff. And then we're gonna glue our point together. Okay, so this is the outline of our tree. Now the really fun part comes with the popsicle sticks. Essentially, we're gonna lay them all the way up the back. Ooh, I really do hope I have enough. And we'll be cutting them short so that they're not sticking out on the sides. Can you see what I'm talking about? And then I'll be hanging on to the shorter pieces so that I can use those at the top of the tree. For this bottom one, I'm gonna cut the round off. But after that, it doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm just using a pencil. Where did my pencil go? I have one here. It's hiding somewhere. Okay, that is really strange. I probably knocked it on the floor at some point. Let me get another one. Okay, so I didn't measure. I'm just doing it as I'm going along. So I'm just laying my popsicle stick over the edge, drawing a line, and cutting that out. And then I'm hanging on to this for towards the top of the tree. Let's unplug this heat gun for a moment. And because we're mostly going to be using our glue gun at this point. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some glue on the back of our tree. And I'm pressing in the first piece. This is what it looks like from the front. This is a teeny bit crooked. Oh well. Okay, so let's do the next one. I think I will cut off a little bit of the circle in this one too. So I know other people have, in fact, I was just talking to one of my good friends, Diane Brown from DIY with Lady Di, and I was telling her what I was doing today, and she said, oh, I did those last year. So I'm really curious to know if she did this style, because there's several different kinds of shim Christmas trees that I have seen, and I wondered if this was the style or if it was something different. So if you've done shim Christmas trees, I would love to see pictures. And I'm just pushing it down so it's not poking out on either side. We'll clean this up at the end. Okay, so talk amongst yourself while I glue for a moment. To the point where I don't need to cut the circle off because the tree is thick. And nobody's going to be looking at the back of our tree. Okay, at least I hope they aren't. Let's see, where are my popsicle sticks? Here they are. Tanya says, this is great. What type of clippers am I using? Well, I'm probably using completely the wrong thing, but these are just the clippers that we clip bushes with outside. I didn't want to ruin any of my scissors, and none of them honestly felt strong enough to cut through these, although they're not that thick, but to cut through these craft sticks. So I just went out in the garage. I was like, if I can cut a branch off of a tree, I probably could use those to cut this. And yep, they work just fine. But if you have the actual tool that you should be using, then use that. Don't use garden clippers. I'm just one of those crafters that doesn't always have everything that I need, and so I just make things up as I'm going along. Partially because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait. I want to just keep proceeding with my craft. Okay, now what I want to show you here is once you get up to this point where you have 2 or 3 shim thicknesses, you really don't need to cut that circle off the end of your little craft stick anymore. And just be careful that you don't cut yourself and don't burn yourself and all that good cautionary stuff. Okay, do I have any that are wide enough yet? No, I do not. We're almost getting there where we can start reusing the pieces that I have already cut. And then we're going to come back and we're going to finish this other one that's the short. And then I'm going to show you how to get rid of all the glue strings. And then my idea is to use these little wood, they're like just little blocks. I think those came from Home Depot, but you can get those at any kind of craft store. I'm going to use those as the base for these trees. And then my idea was to connect all 3. But let's see how it looks once we get that far. I'm not quite there. So I'll show you what the front and the back looks like. The back looks really messy. Okay, if you are just hopping on and you're wondering what in the world is she making, we are making Christmas trees out of shims and popsicle sticks or craft sticks. And I have ideas for how you could decorate them. So this is what they're gonna, this is not finished. We're gonna finish this one. This is what they'll look like when they are completed. Okay, I'll make this work. Perfect. So the shims are, they come, this brand anyways, is from Home Depot. I guess I didn't flip my camera, I'm so sorry. Anyways, it just says shims, Nelson Wood shims, and you get 12 in a pack. And they were, I think they were $1.68 for a pack of 12. So they're not expensive. And the craft sticks are not expensive either. You can get those at any kind of craft store. I'm just talking to myself, don't mind me. I want to get to the fun part, so let me just crank this last little bit out. Still too long. So you could come back and decorate these like with snow if you wanted for a snowy sort of a theme. it does look like I will probably have enough to go all the way to the top. Okay, yay. So who is watching, today is Saturday in case you're watching this on replay. Who is watching college football today? That's what I love to do on Saturdays. And what teams are you watching? I'm curious to know. I am watching University of Georgia play Georgia Tech. Both of those schools are Georgia schools, obviously. And so they have a real rivalry, which makes it exciting. I think Georgia is undefeated, though. They hopefully, never say never, but hopefully they won't have any issues and they'll win the game. Okay, this is going to be hard to cut. Let's see, will that work? Good enough. Shims are really skinny up here at the top too. That makes it kind of difficult. Okay, can you believe how quick we whipped that out? Look at how many glue strings are all over it. Okay, let's finish this other one and then I'll show you how to handle the glue strings. I've got this one left to finish. I have some pieces that I'm hoping we can use. Yes. So if you guys end up doing a project like this, I would definitely love to see your projects. And I don't know if you're new to DIY Dreaming or if you know that I have a page, another group called Dreamy DIY that I set up as a place for all of us to be able to share our craft pictures. So if you haven't joined that already, you can just here in the search bar on Facebook, type in Dreamy, and then there's the space, DIY. And then ask to join the group, and then share pictures of your projects there. Oh my word. There are glue strings everywhere. Okay, we're almost there, folks, so bear with me. I know this is about as exciting as watching paint dry to watch me glue these popsicle sticks on the back of my, will that work? Ow. Ooh, these are sharp, I just poked myself. Okay, one last little piece. Ouch, that hurt. Could I use this? No. I have to cut this. And chop off some of the top. Too wide. Maybe that'll work right there. Let's say that works just fine. Okay, so here are our trees. Here's the baby tree, here's the medium tree, and here's the big tree. What do you guys think so far? Aren't they cute? Okay, so let's get rid of the glue strings and I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll glue the bottoms on them and then we'll talk about decorating them. Look at how many glue strings I have everywhere. Oh my word. Okay, if you have any kind of a heat gun or even a hot blow dryer, where did I put my heat gun? Here it is. That will work to essentially melt the glue strings so they sort of dissolve into your project, into your wood. So, looking at this one, can you see the glue strings? I'm just going to turn my heat gun. This one's from magnoliadiy.com. It's a great one. And if you have any really big clumps, you can also use it on that. Once your glue is soft, it will almost ball up and you can kind of roll it away. It also makes them easier to grab and roll up. Okay, good enough. I just wanted to show you how that works. So if you're using a hairdryer, just turn it on the hottest setting. Okay, now my thought was to do them something like this. So I'll be attaching them to each other, but what we need to create first are the bases so that they are solid. And on this one, I put a popsicle stick on the back of it because some of my popsicle stick craft sticks were kind of wanting to bow in because it was wider at the base. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to use 2 of these wood blocks. We're going to make a real thick base at the bottom. I'm just looking for 2 sides that kind of look the same. And I am going to measure. Okay, so I'm going to glue one on first. And I'm going to make it so that it's sort of centered. I just want this to be as stable as possible. Okay, now let's do the next one. And hopefully this will be the trick. I don't know. I have not done these before. Usually I do my project start to finish at least a couple times before I try to show you guys, just to make sure it's going to work. but this was kind of a big project for me to do from start to finish first. So I just built the big one and figured out that that does work. Okay, please stand up. Yay! Okay, so that is our bottom. All right, and then we're gonna put each one of these smaller trees on one of these as well. And then I'm gonna attach them to the front of my tree that I have here. So I kind of need to think about what I'm doing. I have a whole bunch of different decorative things out to show you guys. The options, things that you could do. I don't know how super stable that will be by itself, because it only has one cube on the end of it, but all together I think they'll be great. I hope. I have been looking for a tree for my mantle, for one end of my mantle for, gosh, a few weeks, and I have not had any luck, so I just decided to build something. Okay. Let's see how these are going to work. I think I like the smaller one on the other side. Do you like them? Aren't they cute? Okay, so I need to lay this down. Let's see, I want this to be on this side here. I'm just thinking and looking. Okay. I don't know. I might have to do this part when I don't have you guys watching me so that I can get it exactly figured out how I want it to be. But let's talk about the decorations. And the other thing you could do is you could glue all the bottom onto a board or something that would give it even more stability. Shoot, you could make a whole forest of trees. Okay, so some of the ideas that I had were, you know how at Dollar Tree you can get these little packages of little wooden pieces? You could do some of those. Here's some from last year. Oh, we could put the stars on the top or on one of them. That could be cute. Or while I was at Walmart, I picked up all these little ornaments that I think could be super cute on here. And they were $1.98 a piece. And there's like 6 or 9 on each piece. There's these little pine cones, these little ones that have words on them, like Noel, joy, faith, hope, peace, and love. Oh, I love that. And these are super cute. Look at these. Oh my gosh, let me turn it the right way. They are little embroidery hoops, you guys, with little scenes on them from Walmart in the Christmas tree section. Okay, Denise says she wouldn't glue them together. Well, maybe I won't. I don't know. And then there was this one, which I thought was adorable too. And this just has some cute little things on them. And then I also wanted to show you this because Walmart had a ton of black and white ribbon that was amazing. So I could do some ribbon decorations on it. Look at this one right here. Is that adorable or what? It's these little houses. I don't know. Tell me, guys, tell me what you think. Okay, lots of you are saying that you wouldn't glue them together, and I'm so glad I asked, actually, because I was not sure what to do. I think what I need to do is I need to play with them on my mantle, which is where they're gonna live for now, and then see, for example, what they would look like with some of these little ornaments on them. I don't know, I might not do any ornaments on them, but gives you an idea what it would look like. I would take the jute off and I would just glue the ornaments randomly on your tree. What do you guys think? What about painting them? Yes, Bev, you absolutely could, and you can paint them any color you like. Absolutely any color that you like. How would I use the ribbon? I would put a big bow on the top of them and then do that sort of flowy thing down with a few of them, with a few strands of the tails of the ribbon. They are more versatile if you don't glue them. I think you're right. Okay, Carolyn says she would paint them. I don't think I'd glue them all together. You can place them near each other and then you can also move one or two if you want. Great, I'm so glad. Okay, Susan says that I should paint them off white, and actually I thought about that, but you guys, look how pretty the color of the wood is. I would do the left one behind. Oh, interesting. So she's suggesting like this. Oops, come on, stand up. I've got so many glue globs on my little blue mat here that nothing's wanting to stand up. Yeah, you could do it that way or however you wanted, really. You would put pretty paper onto the back and that's all. That's a good idea. Myra says she would put lights on them. Oh my gosh, you guys have so many good ideas. What else? What other things should I consider? Do you like this idea of taking one of these? It just has a stick on. And putting that on the top of one or all or none of them. I have to look and see if I have more of these. Do you like that idea? One stained, one natural, and one white. Yeah, that would be beautiful. You are putting a bow and letting them cascade. Yes, that's one thing you could do. Oh my gosh, you guys have so many great suggestions. If you're watching this on replay and you're thinking that you might want to do this project, be sure to look at all these suggestions. Read the comments. I'm going to hop off and read them too. You like the star? I kind of do too. I'm going to have to dig in my craft stash and see if I have any more of these, because these are the little things that we use on our baby Jesus ornaments. Do I have some right here? No, I don't have any in here. And we were going to make some baby Jesus ornaments probably this week. Where did it go? They'd have to be hot glued on because these just have a little sticker on them. I could also put this one right here in front or behind, either way. I think I like it better on this side, and I like them better in the front, but I was worried that they wouldn't be stable enough. You'd paint the trunk and leave the wood on the tree. Put different stuff on the inside of each tree. Oh, leave them flat and put a small nativity at the bottom. That would be adorable. Green paint watered down like a stain would be pretty. I would let the wood grain show through. You could stencil words on each side inside of them. You sure could. And so I hope what you guys are seeing is the whole point of this this Facebook page, DIY Dreaming, is I like to do projects and show you the basics of how to do them that you can then take and make them your own, in your own colors, in your own style, with scrapbook paper painted, with lights, with green paint, stained with some snow, with stencils. I mean, you can see that the possibilities are endless with these. And that's what I was saying at the start of this video, that I think this project could be something that you could really take and make your own. And speaking of cost of them, okay, so there's 12 shims in each package for $1.68. So we probably have about 2 full packages, or maybe 2.5 of shims. So around $4 or $5 in shims. And then we didn't even use a whole package of these super jumbo craft sticks. There were 45 in there. And I don't remember what I paid, but I think these came from Walmart and they were probably $2 or something. And then add in your glue and whatever decorations you want to put on them. And you have something really unique that you made, you know, that you can change it however you like for, gosh, $6, maybe $7 invested into this whole thing. And 3 doesn't have to be your final number. You could do a whole forest of different sizes. I would do either 1 by itself, 3, 5, or 7. Odd numbers seem to look the best when you're talking about that. So listen, if you guys like this project, please consider sprinkling it to your Facebook page. And if you don't know what that means, there's a little button down here that says SHARE. And if you just push that, basically what you would be doing is putting this video on your Facebook page so your friends and family can see. And that is what ultimately helps my Facebook page grow and my business grow. Okay, Lynn is suggesting the stencil from Magnolia that says, "For unto us a child is born." And I think I probably have that here somewhere, relatively handy. Let me see. I love that stencil. Let's see how that would look. Give me just a second to pull it out of the drawer. Okay, where is it? This is another pretty one that says, "For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord." If you're interested in this one, my website is magnoliadiy.com. All smushed together, magnoliadiy.com. That's one. Let's see. Just looking through my Christmas stencils, which I have a lot of because I have last year's and this year's. And they're great, they're reusable. Okay, I obviously don't know where it is, but here's another idea. You could use, just looking around, one of these like this. This says, "A child is born." And there are a couple other pieces to this that would be nice on this project too. So lots of options. And wow, there's 642 people on. Tell me if you like this project. Oh, and tell me if you want a link, and I'll get you a link to some of those stencils that we just talked about. I'll get you a link to the this tree one. I'll get you a link to the bigger one that says "Jesus is the reason for this season," and there's a nativity at the bottom. And then I'll get you a link to the one that has "A child is born." Yeah. And I'll also get you some other links. So just say link if you would like. Anyways, a nativity suggested will look great. I think so too. Okay, here's a good idea. Possibly put some dimensional paint on it so it could look like snow. I love that. And for everyone, Jeanette, I will get you a link as soon as I hop off. For everyone who is watching or hopped on towards the end, when I'm finished with this live video, it's live right now, you can go back and watch from the start, the whole process. It's not hard, but I show you how I measured and how I laid them out. And then I showed you how I started at the bottom. So you might want to come back and take a peek. Yes, Loretta, I'll get you a link as soon as I hop off. For anyone else, if you just want to hop over, you can look at my website anytime. It'll take you to the opening page, but it's Magnolia DIY .com. So that's MAGNOLIA DIY .com. Okie dokie. Well, I hope you guys liked this project. I think they turned out awesome. I'm going to try them out on my mantle this afternoon. I'll get pictures and then I'll figure out what I'm ultimately going to do with them. But I want to see pictures of yours too if you decide to do this. So this is what the package of shims looks like. And I used jumbo craft sticks that look like this from Walmart. They were in the little children's crafting section, but you could use regular popsicle sticks too. Except I'm not sure they'd be long enough. All right. I will see you guys later. Take 2 seconds to do a heart or do a thumb and check to see if you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming. And then I hope that you'll join me tomorrow for this week's episode of Christ in Crafting. All right. I'm just reading the comments. Yes, Tamara, I'll get you a link right away. Okay, I'm going to really and truly say goodbye this time. Thanks for watching. Bye.